Is it just me, or does it feel like everything costs twice what it did 5 years ago? Okay, back then dropping $700 on a grill, that felt like a splurge. But now that's just normal. So when Monument told me they were releasing a 4-burner grill under $400, designed specifically for beginners, I was curious about that. A few years ago, I reviewed their 35633 and I called it one of the best gas grills under $500. And now they're back with the M2. After cooking on it, I've got 3 reasons why this might be one of the best beginner grills under $400. And if you're seriously thinking about getting one, stick around. I've got 2 important things to consider at the end of the video before you spend your money, because $400 is a great price, but it's still $400. First, and this matters more than people think, assembly. This thing is really easy to put together. My brother and I built it in about 35 minutes on a windy day, and we weren't in a rush. We were just hanging out. The instructions were clear, the hardware was organized, and nothing felt backwards or confusing. If you've ever tried assembling a grill with vague instructions and misaligned holes, you know how frustrating that can be? Because when you're excited to just get grilling and get started, but you're too busy wrestling sheet metal, it can really ruin that first whole cook. This felt like a grill designed for someone who's building one for the first time, which is a big win for beginners. Second, it gets really freaking hot. Monument says it puts out 42,000 BTU. Now, normally that number doesn't mean much by itself. However, it's pushing that heat over just 405 square inches of cooking space. That's strong for a grill this size. And all that to say, it heats up fast, it holds temperatures well, and it sears. Like, it sears. We were nearly pushing 600 degrees Fahrenheit and it was 45 outside. So I actually underestimated the grill on the first cook and crisped the outside of this tri-tip just a tad more than I planned, which honestly is a good problem to have. A big reason for that extra heat is this new broil zone that Monument has introduced. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but the right 2 burners put out a more concentrated heat than the left side. So you've basically got a built-in hot zone and a cooler zone. And if you're new to grilling, this is a fantastic way to learn something called zone cooking. It's exactly what it sounds like. You have a hot side for searing, a cool side for finishing, and the way that Monument has done it here makes this whole concept really visual and simple. And once you understand zone cooking, your grilling game levels up almost instantly. It'll take a little finesse at first, but to me, that's part of the fun. Okay, just a little safety note here though. Don't crank all 4 of the burners to max and walk away, okay, especially in the summertime. That's a recipe for disaster. Ask me how I know. Grills are awesome. Fire still deserves respect. Okay, third, the features for the price are solid. For under $400, you're getting cast iron grates, which I love. There's a reason grandma's cooking always tasted better, okay? Cast iron holds heat, it builds seasoning, and it gives you a better crust. You've also got the broil zone, stainless steel construction, and a side burner that's perfect for sauces or a frying pan. And there's this new pegboard system that they've also introduced. Monument includes a bunch of hooks with the M2, and because of the perforated design along the bottom of the cabinet, you can mount tools almost anywhere. Tongs, gloves, this is a pigtail flipper, which is one of my favorite tools. It sounds small, but not having to run back inside every 5 minutes makes grilling way more enjoyable. And I think sometimes we forget that grilling is supposed to be fun. You got a drink in hand, music's playing, you're smelling the smoke. Little convenience features like this just make that whole experience that much smoother. Okay, 2 quick considerations if you're serious about buying. First, it's a budget grill. So the stainless steel isn't ultra thick. It's solid, it's stable, but it's not Fort Knox, okay? That's how they keep it under $400. If you want heavy gauge steel that'll outlive you, you're gonna have to pay at least double or triple this price. For a beginner grill though, it's totally reasonable, just so you know what you're buying. Secondly, know what kind of griller you are. If you're mostly cooking burgers, hot dogs, chicken, and steaks, this is perfect. If you're expecting a luxury, competition level machine, that's not what this is for. This is a beginner-friendly, high-heat, practical grill, and honestly, for a lot of people, that's exactly what they need. If you want to check out the M2, I'll leave a link below. And if this video helped you make a smarter decision, go ahead and like, maybe consider subscribing. All right, friends, happy grilling. Catch you on the next one. Peace.